Hey, 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 hey! Hey, 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 hey! Stop! Little girl! Stop! Look! I need to borrow your hoverboard. Where is he? Here. There! Hey, Doc, you better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? We're going, we don't need roads.
Hello everyone, Cougar 184 here from Tony Stark Industries. I was doing a new introduction to one of, we've got two builds actually that are going to be similar to this. One is the 1/18th scale X-Wing fighter, and then the 1/8, which you're on right now, Back to the Future car. These are both mail order kits, so what those are, if you're not familiar with those, you pay a monthly subscription. Toonie's going to be able to better describe what he's getting. I know I pay about $50 a month right now. I get 4 issues, so it's roughly an issue a week. And eaglemoss will send you out a parts tree, so to speak. Some of it's die-cast, plastic, of a model kit. I know the Back to the Future, it's 130 issues to build up the car. So I subscribed last November. I've been just stockpiling the parts. Over in the UK, they've had this going for a lot longer. I haven't seen it in the US until recently, so that's when I signed up. Back to Future cars, one of my favorite cars. So this, breaks it up as far as payments. The build itself is, there's a lot. It's a big car. So I was just going to go over some setups that I've been progressing to. I'll be getting the build going here shortly. What I'll be doing is I've been getting reference pictures of just DeLoreans. Really what I've got right now is I've got up to the suspension, the frame. I'll show these parts to you. And I want to make this look as realistic as possible, so I'm incorporating a lot of the weathering that I do into the build. I've had the opportunity to review, especially over in the UK, a lot of the builds that they've been doing over there, the modifications. I've gone ahead and ordered some aftermarket electronics that they had. I actually ordered it last November, and actually this week the parts that I ordered came in, so I'm going to be doing, they offer some more stuff now, so I'm going to get on the waiting list for those. A lot of what they have for aftermarket is in the form of inside the vehicle, and I believe that starts at issue 40, and I'm at issue 23 right now, and that's on back order. I'm checking eBay to see if I can find that issue so I can call eaglemoss and just have them skip that on, because I haven't received a subscription in the last couple months. Obviously I don't pay anything for it, but our brothers over in the UK and sisters, it sounds like they weren't as fortunate as us as far as them taking money out of your account and giving you a product. It sounded like they were taking out money over there, and when they had the parts available, they shipped them out, which isn't right in my head, but that's, if I'm wrong, go ahead and comment below, let me know. But let's just jump into this. Like I said, Toonie is going to be getting his introduction together. I think he's got a couple issues. I don't know if he's planning on seeing what they are doing for aftermarket details before he builds, or if he's just going to be jumping into this. Like I said, I'm almost up to a year now, a little over half a year. however you want to put it, into just research on this, figuring out exactly what I want to do. There's still some stuff that I need to figure out how I'm going to do it, and obviously until I get the parts, I can't do that. Because I got to see kind of how this stuff kind of goes together. I've been watching other YouTube videos, so thank you guys out there for going over kind of what your builds are. It's giving me some ideas. I'll definitely be linking in below, maybe not in this video, but future ones when I'm incorporating other people's ideas. I'll have some Arduino programming available when I get to that step. But let's jump into this. So this is an example of, this is one issue. This is actually the frame for the vehicle, and this is actually where I'm going to be starting. This is issue 10. The first issue they give you is like a fender, a bumper, and something else. Until I get the body, doesn't make sense for me to start there. I can see maybe why they would want to give that out, just to kind of give you a preview of what you're getting. I can actually just pull that out for this. But you're interested. That's maybe why you're here. This is one of the first issues. So this is the bumper kit. They give you some screws, screwdriver obviously. This is actually a plastic part. The stainless steel body is actually die cast, so I mean, this is supposed to represent fiberglass, so I can see why they would put it in plastic. I don't know if a lot of you guys know my background. I did a lot of automotive work, so I'm going to be incorporating as much of that know-how into this build as possible too. So like this black bumper trim, I'll be getting the correct bumper paint for that. If you guys want to know what I'm using, let me know. Yeah, let me know exactly either what you're doing or what you guys would like to see, or here's the fender kit that they give you, but I mean, this is, size-wise. I'm actually working on, just for fun, it's actually a big project, but it's going to be some time before I get to what I want to do with it, because I haven't exactly figured out yet. I'm also a big gamer. So what I am working on is getting a arcade machine together. I built a mini arcade a couple years ago. Programming wise, it's going to be the same, but I want to build a full-size one. I'm going to do like a Real Player One or Ready Player One theme on it. But for the marquee, instead of it just being a printed backlit, I actually want to do a scene from Ready Player One where they're racing. So I've got like the Back to the Future car. I've already modified it with the kit add-on on there, so it chases back and forth. I'm going to be damaging up the body here. I mean, this is a plastic kit, so I'll probably be using a heat gun or something. Just got to figure out exactly how I'm going to do it, because I only get one shot at it, obviously. But just give you an idea for size here. I mean, fender on that to that. Definitely a monster. But they have done a great job on the kits. So like an idea of detail here. I mean, here's the suspension on just one axle. So, I mean, it pretty much, you're basically building this car from the ground up in 1/8 scale. So you can take your time and get as much reference material as possible and get the weathering on this thing perfect, or I mean, you can build it up straight, clean. It's your car. You can do what you want with it. But at each issue, it for a couple months was just a part of the suspension. That's another suspension one. I mean, one wheel kit. That's one kit. So I mean, it's like $10 a kit. I'm not trying to sell you guys. Sorry. Forget what that's for. And a lot of this is the suspension work. So I mean, you can go out. What I've been doing is going in the internet. I've been looking at DeLorean specifically just to see how they're weathering, collecting that material. Obviously with the stainless steel body, it's going to weather a lot differently than any other car that you'd buy out in the market. So I just want to see how they're, especially the frame and the engine weathered, and replicate that as much as possible. And as I progress through these videos, I mean, I'll be showing some weathering techniques that I use for that. What I've learned. Sorry, a lot of these are kind of like repeats for control arms. This is the start of the deck. Let me give you nice graphics and stuff. I might put this on my wall, I don't know. I wasn't planning on getting serious about this for, I figured at least a year, because obviously I want to have enough of a model kit to start building and not have to stop if I choose not to. And I just kind of wanted to get some ideas together on what I wanted to do. So, yeah, next video that I'll be doing on this series is just going to focus on the frame, as far as how I weather that. I'm not getting too crazy about this until I get some other projects off my bench here. Sorry, I'm trying to get organized here a little bit. So, and then they send out these binders, every like 15 issues or so, for you to put the instruction manuals. So each issue you get these little mini magazines. Goes over kind of the history and then obviously the instruction on that issue of how to assemble it. This kit itself does have electronics. I haven't got to the issue yet where they start issuing those out. If they start issuing out the back-ordered ones, when they get those back in stock, I would assume I'll have those by the first issue by September or October. And it sounded like it was the lighting kit for the tail lights, which yeah, I actually might have to start with some of that stuff too, the headlights. But yeah, there's a lot of aftermarket stuff available that I've been collecting since November. So I'll start with what I ordered first, but what just came in. I would definitely recommend working with these two, Corey and Chloe. Thank you guys. These are what they had available when I ordered. They've got other stuff in development. I know when I ordered from them, they were working on adding smoke to the Mr. Fusion. Don't know if it's out yet, but I will definitely you will get on that waiting list here. Like I said, it's I think issue 40 is where these parts kind of would come into play. Some model mods. Give you these nice little tags. Get it to. Yeah, it's whatever. But they 3D print these parts for you, and if you guys go out and check just like the stock build up, you'll definitely see why you'd want to do this. But these are replacement parts. They do have electronics in them. They offer it in a couple different forms. One that you can program yourself. That's how I was going to start, but just for simplicity, I haven't played with Arduino too much yet, and I think doing all of this would just be too much. So I had her change it the last minute when I was in the build queue to pre-program, so I don't have to worry about it. It works with what the kit's electronics are. This obviously hasn't fired up yet just because I don't have power to it. I'm hoping to see if there's a way to test this out just so we can see what it does. But if you do go online, it's pretty available as far as what these kits do. So that's the Christmas tree mod. This is the flux capacitor. That's great detail or workmanship. And like I said, the electronics already installed and programmed for me. They do great work. Definitely worth the wait. And they actually beat the manufacturer out on this part for me too. So the kit itself comes with, you put batteries in it. That's no fun to me. I don't want to be changing batteries. They have a power mod, so this will replace the kit, so I can plug right into my home outlet. I want to get my display ready. I believe they do have EL wire kits out too. I'll be looking at getting that to replace the kit parts for the bars, the blue bars. They don't show very well on the kit parts, so I mean, another thing with the kit part is they're kind of dull lighting. These just bring it to life. They get some 3D printed parts, so I'm planning on doing the hover conversion on my build. I'll be getting these cleaned up, and I will have a video on cleaning up 3D parts here shortly. I've got it's probably like Mark 10 right now version of cleaning up 3D printed parts. Try to make it as efficient and cost effective as possible. But this is a briefcase of money. These hinges, I gotta see about getting those to stick on. I've just been collecting these. And obviously I've got plenty of time. These are nano Arduino boards. So some of the programming I do intend on doing is lighting up the rims and underneath the carriage. I don't know, when you see the car lift up, there's chasing lights on the bottom. I've got some lights to replicate those. There's some more 3D printed parts. Got some shoes. Here's some of the engine detail. I haven't opened these. I mean, weight-wise, they seem like they're die-cast. But I really want to get this thing started when I had the suspension and all the engine parts. And I think the issue that I'm waiting for is like the dipsticks and stuff like that. So that's, I mean, the amount of detail that they've... I mean, some of these, they feel like plastic. you really get into each part. So yeah, like I said, it's like basically writing up or building up a car. These are available on Shapeway. That's for the grill. Obviously it's going to need to be painted. Time circuits I opted to have printed as well. These are resin printers, so I doubt I'm going to get anything. But these actually will light up with the lettering and or the numbers and letters and stuff. These are the LEDs I'm planning on using in the rims. They're circular. There'll be a chasing circuit. I also got they make these kits to replicate it's fabric instead of plastic for your interiors. But I'll put a link to model mods in this video, and as I get to those sections, I'll obviously have more to talk about as far as installation, final thoughts on it. But if you're interested in doing this for yourself, definitely get at least a subscription started. It will take a few years to get the full kit, and you can break up getting these aftermarket parts through getting these kits. In the end, it will be a good chunk of change. Be a great piece for your collection. But put that away. And then I've been also working on some metal finishes. If you guys were watching the Facebook posts, I don't know if I have to incorporate this into this build at all, but it's something I've been struggling with as far as getting a really good metal finish with just using model paints. So it's the NX01. I put the darker base coat down on this one, but I think I've nailed my process, and this will be a separate video coming up. I guess getting metal finishes. A lot of it's, some of it's the product that you pick, a lot of it's the application of it. So stay tuned for that. Go ahead and let me know what you think of the build. If you're working on one yourself, link us below if you've got a build thread. I'd love to check it out. Send out to you too. If you guys want to see something specific with this that you want to make sure I cover, I don't know if I'll be doing this issue to issue like some other people. Right now it's going to be more or less, I'll have one for the frame, one for the suspension. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with the engine yet. I think one of those nano boards, I saw someone else put those inside the engine to hide that. There's a lot of control boards for this that I'm planning on putting in here, so whatever I can do to make that simpler on myself, I'm game. But yeah, give us a subscribe, comment below, let me know what you want to see. Check us out on Facebook. I'll be posting progress pictures there. I'll try to keep things up to date. We've been running into some technology stuff, so this month's been kind of lagged on getting our videos up, but we are working on them, at least shooting them. So I know the build series that I've just like model building, I just posted the raw footage off that. It skips the intro, but information's all the same. But thanks for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you guys next time. I hope you have a great day.